Let's begin. What? I hate it when I finish my coffee and do not realize that I finished my coffee. Okay.
Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome, and if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Today's video is all about eyeshadow palettes, and today we're going to talk about my top 10 picks for summer. And I am absolutely in love with all these palettes. When I think of summer, I basically think of like golds and bronzes and with like a little bit pops of like warm tones in it. So that's exactly what you're going to find in all my picks. So if you want to see what are my top picks for summer eyeshadow palettes, then please keep on watching. So the first palette that I have to talk about is from Alter Ego, and this is their Canyon palette. Now if you guys know, this is a dupe for Natasha Denona's bronze palette, and this is like, if you ask me one palette for summer, I'm going to pick this because I love these bronzy gold tones on, especially in the summer season. I absolutely love this palette, and the quality is so good. If you've not tested this quality out, especially this palette out from Alter Ego, definitely do test it out. If you especially are into like bronzes, you will definitely not be disappointed in this. I love this palette. I've used this palette, I've reviewed this palette so many times on my channel. So I will link some of the videos in the description box below or in the iCards above. So definitely do check it out if you haven't already. But the best part about this palette is like, it has like so many combinations. It might seem like, yeah, this palette is like full of golds and bronzes, but no, it has like a duochrome of like pink in it. It has like that, you know, the purpley blue shifty kind of shade in it, and then you have like deepening shades, but majority of the palette is definitely like copper and bronzes. So if you like that, definitely check this out. The second palette that I have to recommend is from Drugstore, and the palette, it's super affordable but such beautiful quality, and I'm talking about Wet n Wild's Call Me Sunshine palette. Now again, I have done a review on this palette also, duping Urban Decay's Naked Honey palette, and if you guys were eyeing this like mustardy tones, you will be happy to see that this is like an exact dupe to Naked Honey palette. I absolutely love this color story, especially in summer seasons. I love to wear those mustardy tones. Like this all over the eye, or this, just top it like a wet eyeshadow all over the eye. It's just stunning. I absolutely love this. And this is like $5 or something. I mean, you cannot beat the price for the quality that you're getting. Now my go-to summer palette, I would say, like my go-to everyday shadow palette, I would say, is from Artist Gador, and this is their Supreme Nudes palette, and this is like definitely such a beautiful palette for the summertime. It does have those golds and rusty coppery tones, but also with like so much of neutrals into it. So I absolutely love to play with this palette, especially in summer. Actually, all year round, this is a great palette that is good for summer and leading to fall. I absolutely love this palette, and the quality is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. If you guys were eyeing Dose of Colors Friendcation palette and you did not get that for some reason or the other, because that is amazing, but you cannot find it anymore, try this palette out. This is very close. This has like some super close shades to that palette. Let's not forget about the packaging. I mean, it's such a sleek packaging and such a thin, I mean, you just feel that this is a luxury palette when you're playing with it. I mean, I love it. Now the next palette that I have to talk about is again from Drugstore. So you can definitely find this in Ulta now. And this is from LA Girl. Now LA Girl is a brand that does eyeshadow palettes so beautifully, and it's such an affordable brand, but being a drugstore brand, I think they are the ones who do eyeshadows really good. And this is the color story that I'm talking about, and this is their Keep It Playful eyeshadow palette, and this is in the shade Playmate. They have different shades in this 9-pan eyeshadow palette, but I specifically do love this color story because I love those rusty tones and burgundy tones. This, I have used it so many times that it's looking like it's brown, but it is not. I mean, I'll swatch it for you guys. Look at that. It's such a beautiful bronze with like a rose gold in it. I mean, this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. This is like a super iridescent shade. Look at that. This is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. If you were doubting whether you want to pick it up or not, I mean, Elegant brand as such in Ulta definitely goes on sale a lot of times. So check onto that time and then just grab it. But even if you are not picking it up on a sale price, this is super, super affordable. Now, the next shadow palette that I have to talk about, I cannot like shut myself to use this palette. Like, I just use it so many times in my everyday life that it's not even funny. Okay, so the palette that I'm talking about is Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette, and I'm so glad that I finally have it. Like, I've used this so many times on my channel, and this is the color story of the Latte palette. I definitely love this color story. I mean, this is Smithy in a palette. I mean, I love these warm tones, the basic warm tone shades that she's applied, and then the shimmers that she's included is the shimmers that you need in your everyday life. And then she has like 3 pops of colors, like purple and blue and an orange. I mean, what else do you need? And the quality it's just at par excellence. It's just a chef's kiss. I mean, you will definitely not go wrong with this. If you've not tried Dominique Cosmetics, you have to try that, girl. I mean, you will be blown away. The next eyeshadow palette that I have to talk about is from mcgrath. Now, this is not her bougie palette. This is her small eyeshadow palette, and this is known as her Eye Ecstasy Sublime eyeshadow palette. I love this palette as an accent palette, especially in summer season, again because of the shimmers and the rusty tones that are inside this palette. I mean, this looks like nothing in the monitor, but this, I mean, I have to swatch it for you to realize like what shadows are coming out of it. This is stunning. I think it's going for $25. For $25, I mean, you have to grab this. Look at that shades. Look at those shine. It's like angels singing from heaven above. I love this small little guy. If you're going for like that basic look, like brown, simple, everyday look, pop one of that shimmer onto your lid and that will transform the look all over again. I love it. I mean, I'm drooling as I'm talking to you guys, thinking about that palette on my eyes. Okay, next shadow palette. The next eyeshadow palette that I have to talk about is Nabla's Secret palette. Now, this is such a fun color story for summer. I absolutely love it. When I have to like pop colors out, this is one of the eyeshadow palettes that I go, and then the next of the eyeshadow palettes are coming back. This is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I mean, I cannot even stop raving about it. I've again done so many looks out of this palette on my channel. The mattes, it's just wonderful. It's creamy, it's blendable, it's so soft. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, this, you don't have to think when you're applying this eyeshadow on your eyes. This is like your neutral look, this is like your cool tone look, and this is like your pinky mauvey look. They have like broken it for you guys to play with it, but obviously you can like mix and match everything around and then create your own looks. But I absolutely love the shimmers, love the mattes. I mean, yeah, I cannot. I really cannot. And look at the packaging. I mean, this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. All the palettes that I have from Nabla Cosmetics, I have always loved because of their quality. Their quality is like top notch. Love it. Now, if you guys want like an absolutely amazing, stunning quality at a drugstore price, look no further and get BH Cosmetics. Now, the palette that I have is beautiful in Barcelona, but look at this. This is the eyeshadow palette that I would think is great for summer going into fall. With those burgundy tones, but with like those oranges and peaches, I love it for summer. But with those burgundy and like those blues and all, I love to wear that in fall. I love this. And the quality, like if you have not tested out BH Cosmetics out, you have to. I am ashamed of saying, I was a person who, when I used to think about BH Cosmetics, I automatically used to think, oh man, it's so like the prices are so affordable that they cannot like do good eyeshadow palettes. I don't know why did I think like that, because if you see, like I generally do have all the affordable stuff in all my face category, but when it goes to eyeshadow palettes, I generally have like 80% of my eyeshadow palettes are high end and that's because I love my eyeshadows. But this gives me that quality. It gives me that Anastasia quality at such an affordable price. I mean, look no further. If you find a color scheme that really captures your attention, just go ahead and purchase it, especially their square pan palettes. All those palettes that I have tried from their square pan palettes, I've absolutely loved. So definitely do check them out. Now the next eyeshadow palette that I have to talk about is from Iconic London. I mean, you cannot even see anything. Next eyeshadow palette that I'm talking about is from Iconic London, and this is their Sunset to Sunrise palette. And this is how it looks. It's a big eyeshadow palette. So if you are intimidated by a number of eyeshadows, this palette would not be for you. But if you want like one palette for the summer season, and you're not like a collector like me, I think you will absolutely love the color story. And this is the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes today. I basically have After Party on my outer corners, then I have this in my crease, this yellow shade in my inner corners, and then I have this rusty shade which is beach bronzed all over my eyelid, and that is my eye look. I absolutely love the quality that Iconic London has. Now this is a pricey palette, so if you can find it in a discounted price, I would highly recommend that. This was actually gifted to me, so I did not even purchase this, but you will definitely not be disappointed at the quality for sure. If you were eyeing it, you will absolutely love it. Now the last eyeshadow palette that I have to talk about, I don't even know whether I should talk about it or not, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of guys who watch me do own this palette, and you guys love it equally as much as I love it. But this is a palette that you cannot find it anymore, and that is my So Jaded palette from Colourpop. Now this is another palette that has a lot of color options, but if you are like a color person and if you like jewel tones on your eyes, this palette is for you. Again, this is a palette that I had waited for so long to buy it, and now it's out of stock. I don't even know if it's out of stock or it's like completely discontinued. I think it's been discontinued, but such a shame. I mean, you should just keep this in the permanent line Colourpop. I mean, I think so many people are loving their palettes, especially this one. I mean, Kathleen did like an absolutely amazing job in creating this palette, and there's so much that you can do with this palette. It's absolutely unreal. I mean, you can keep it completely neutral, but you can like put pops of colors into the eyeshadow palette, and the eye looks that come out of it is absolutely stunning. So I will definitely use this, pop this out in summer season. So those were my top 10 picks for my summer eyeshadow palettes. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what are your top favorite palettes for the summer season. And if you guys like this video and if you guys like eyeshadow palettes, definitely do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!